Good evening. Hello. Thanks very much for coming to this event. My name's Dave King. I'm a member of the Breaking the Frame Working Group. I'm just going to, we've got two speakers tonight, and then first of all I'm just going to give a little brief introduction to what the event's about, and then we'll get into the speakers. And I'll just mention at the start that Pete at the back is recording video, and we're going to record audio of both speakers as well, but we won't be recording the sort of Q&A. So you don't need to worry about saying anything that you might want to say that will end up on the internet. It's fine. So we're just basically recording the speakers. Okay. Okay. So I thought I'd just, for those, actually I'd be interested to know for who this is their first Breaking the Frame event. Okay, so yeah, quite a few. Okay. So I'll just say a little bit about what Breaking the Frame is about. The phrase that we've been using is that we're a group that's working on the politics of technology. And that already starts to confuse some people, because for many people technology is just a thing, it's just it's just an object, or it does something, but the idea that it's got politics built into it is confusing for a lot of people, and many people still believe in the kind of liberal story about technology that is basically technology is politically neutral, and that if there are any problems that arise from it, that's because of the social and political systems in which it's embedded. And the left, which I come from, has its own particular version of that, where it tends to say technology is not the problem, capitalism is the problem, and once we can take control of the technology, then we can use it. Rather than the way it gets abused by corporations and by capitalism. The Breaking the Frame is about the idea that, well, what if that's not actually true? What if actually technology has its own politics, basically, and its own ideology? And that's a kind of idea that was very widespread and broadly accepted in all kinds of radical movements in the 1960s and 70s. That wouldn't have surprised anybody, really. And it's one of the things I think that's got slightly lost, been swept away by neoliberalism, really. And so we're trying to, in some sense, revive the notion of the inherently political nature of technology. The word that I've been using, and I won't give you a lecture on this because I know members of the Breaking the Frame Working Group will jump on me if I start trying to give a lecture on this, but is the word I use is technocracy. That is the idea of power through technology, basically power over nature and over people and societies through technology. And there's a my Glamorous assistant is holding up a copy of the pamphlet over there, and
purchased for a small price of it.
Yeah. So that's my personal take on things. It's not Breaking the Frame's official position, if we have one. I've been kind of trying to develop this kind of what I call a Luddite politics, which is not an anti-technology politics, but an anti-technocracy politics. The idea is that technology is a power system in its own right that stands side by side with capitalism, is not exactly reducible to capitalism, but it's an unfortunate way of the way that these debates often get framed, that people think, oh, if you think the problem is technology, then you don't understand anything about capitalism. But the people who, and on the other side, people think you have to have only one causal kind of explanation for anything, and I think you've got two power systems going on there and two sets of causes, and it gets rather complicated, and we can talk about that in the pub. But anyway, that's the kind of yeah, that's the kind of political direction that we've been kind of working in. And so in focusing on technology, we're focusing particularly on industrialism and machines. We have this phrase, industrial capitalism, but nowadays hardly anybody talks about industrialism as a problem. Again, that's in the 60s and 70s, people use the phrase industrial society, and there were big debates around that. Nowadays, it rarely gets discussed except in some quarters of the Green Movement, I think. This series of events is specifically focusing on digital technology, and it's about thinking about the kind of interaction of the technology power system and the capitalism power system. I think that people normally think of the regime that we've been living under for the last 30 years, the word that we use is neoliberalism. And one thing that I think this series of events is about is, at the last meeting, Ursula Hughes, one of our speakers, said, I don't like this phrase digital capitalism, it's just capitalism. I think capitalism is a sufficient description of it. And I disagree with that, because I think that we need to understand actually that neoliberalism is fundamentally dependent on information technologies. All most of the well-known manifestations of neoliberalism, globalization, financialization, global corporations, these massive empires, none of these things could basically, they're either directly, formed out of digital technology, or they couldn't exist. You can't manage a corporate empire that spans the globe without information technology, for example. So and in fact, I'll go further and claim, as Richard Hall did in the last meeting when he was talking about this, the text called the Cybernetic Hypothesis, that the underlying philosophy of information technology, i.e. cybernetics, actually fundamentally shapes the form of capitalism. So that's about what this is about. And tonight's event is is about particularly countering the narrative that the information technology is virtual and immaterial, and that it's this is kind of a nice clean technology which is somehow different from existing other industrial technologies that existed in the past, and that it's a nice clean technology, and it doesn't have coming along with it as part of it all the unpleasant A, environmental, and B, class relations and exploitation aspects that we associate with old-fashioned industrial capitalism. That's the narrative that we're sold, and digital technology comes to us, as in the West anyway, it comes to us in these nice shiny packages, nice clean shiny packages, that it's hard to see where the exploitation that has been has had to exist in order for us to get that nice clean shiny thing, and also the environmental impacts of that. So this meeting is about kind of countering that story of what digital technology is about, and the sort of myth of another part of the story we're given of neoliberalism, that we now live in a post-industrial society, supposedly. I think there's a kind of obvious parallel between the idea that we now live in a post-industrial society and the idea of the virtuality and immateriality of digital technology. Those two things kind of fit together quite well, I think. So I think that I kind of think that's what I needed to say at the beginning.